Hi, in this video we will uncover the truth and really reveal what's wrong with mindfulness. There's a reason I'm pointing out really. All the first lined up videos claiming the video is against mindfulness in YouTube are actually promoting mindfulness. They're just lying in their title for marketing's sake. So you can already smell how mindfulness marketing is misleading. You'd be surprised when I will uncover in this video how much of a deception it is. But first, I want to tell you something. You are not a mountain goat. Mindfulness gurus tell us a story about a mountain goat skipping and jumping on rocks and not thinking about the past or future, concentrated in the here and now with no thought. You are human. Humans, and that is a well-known psychological fact, can't just suppress thoughts. What you resist persists. You're human, and thinking is part of who you are, your meaning. Being connected to your purpose and meaning is a virtue we all want to connect to. We are not a mountain goat. We are not a cow just devouring its food. We have a mind that is part of us, and we need to use it, not just turn it off and become an animal. Being mindful is not a cure at all. Mindfulness is marketed as a cure for everything. This is dangerous. Imagine someone that is abused at home or at work. How about advising him to be in the here and now and to be non-judgmental? Tell him just to focus on his breath, focus on the present, banish his thoughts. How is that going to help him? Mindfulness markets itself as spiritual. Spirituality is the belief that there's something that is not in the realm of our sensory experience. However, if you follow the mindfulness advice, sitting and trying to immerse yourself with your sensory experience, how is that spiritual? It's the exact opposite of the very definition of spiritualism. When we are pitched about mindfulness, we're told sometimes it's an old Buddhist religious tradition. In other times, mindfulness is marketed as a scientific technique stripped from Buddhism and religion. So which one is it? The very name mindfulness is certainly misleading. If you were mindless, you wouldn't be able to do a thing. Yes, you can get lost in your thoughts and sometimes need to relax and think less, but still relaxing will not fill your mind. You will not be mindful if you don't think. In fact, you will be even more mindless. You can't get mindless when you meditate, and that can be beneficial sometimes, especially if you're ruminating. So it is nice to relax, but that is not the answer to all our problems. I always think about the German and Nazi Germany. Did you ever think if you were there as a German, would you go with the hype? It's not easy to think differently than everybody else and not to go with the hype. There are hypes in our society all the time. It was an anti-socialist hype. There was an emotional intelligence hype. Now the hype is mindfulness. The monk is the one that knows it all. Every clever idea in the world, past or current, is associated to be part of the mindfulness Buddhism. Mindfulness markets itself as contributing to world peace, compassion, and harmony. Yeah, how does that work out when we call it the way of the warrior? How does that work out when so many military killings were done by soldiers told to meditate and reach a non-judgmental feeling to their killing? That was the exact teaching of the Japanese kamikaze. Some serial killers reached by meditating a state of no feeling before they murdered. Who is more brutal than the head of the SS, Heinrich Himmler, himself? He considered the Bhagavad Gita as a blueprint for cruelty. He understood it's a killing of one's higher Moral. This monster of a man commanded the SS in the death camps to practice yoga with de-stress meditation. Imagine how you're eating mindfully in a retreat would help you help the needy who worked for you to get that food on your table. What's so compassionate about eating your food slowly? Just see how much meditation and mindfulness was used by so many gurus to exploit their believers. That's compassion? What does compassion have to do with it? Why does a society look up to anyone who was a monk as if he knows everything about what's wrong and what's right? Don't you notice they're just reading self-help books and regurgitating them as an old Buddhist tradition? If you are meditating, you will not reach an aha. You just relax, that's it. Nice to have some restful relaxation. I've often asked mindfulness gurus what their teaching is. What is there to know? I've been told that if I will meditate, I will know. Let me tell you, Mr. Mindfulness Guru, if you think you know something and can't articulate it, think again. If you can't say it, you don't know it. It's nice to sometimes be in a being instead of the doing, but you advance in this world only by doing. That's where the rubber meets the road. It's like self-help junkies consuming more and more information without doing anything, always searching for the next thing that will finally transform and bring them to salvation. Just this one more book, or maybe this one more meditation will bring me to salvation. Oh God. Yes, as I said, it's good to relax, to take deep breaths, turning out our rumination, noticing what we feel, how our body feels, peacefully enjoying the moment is great. But then you should return to reality, be in it, and be more relaxed in your perception of our world after you do some relaxing. You may ask, if you continue in a non-stress meditative surrender, will that make you happier? People that are connected to their purpose are doing something about it, and they are the ones who are feeling much happier. Those who are constantly searching for a way to quiet their mind and feel good are significantly less happy. Accomplishment is what really makes you feel good. If you immerse yourself in your toothbrushing, you are illuding yourself as if you've done something. No, you haven't. You haven't done a thing. If you are learning something in your earphones whilst doing the dishes and then you're implementing it, that's doing something. And it's not only doing, it's also developing a skill, which is great. If you're washing the dishes, listening to great music, now that can make you feel great. Unless your partner comes to speak to you when your head's wet and you can't hear a thing. But if you force yourself to be fully concentrated in the dishwashing, you will not get any aha, life-changing moment from thinking only about the dishes. If you just bliss out, how are you going to change anything for people that need help? How is blissing out and drifting out of thought different from dozing with some substance? How's that? If the old philosophy from India was so great, why don't they live longer in India? Why are they not healthier? Why don't they at least have a happier life? The nirvana happiness is not the reality you will find in India. In fact, accepting reality, poverty, or being in the lower class did nothing to really help these poor people in India. The opposite is the truth. The whole Buddha idea was to make the masses submit to reality, to make them accept their fate. Now we are spreading that nonsense here? What these mindfulness preachers are preaching is similar to the preaching of priests and bishops in medieval Europe. That is what kept the people quiet and the bishop's status high. Oh yeah, and there was a remedy. Back then you can confess to the priest that you had a wrongful thought. Now you can confess to the guru you had thoughts whilst meditating. What a sin. All these big companies are promoting mindfulness. Great. The very same companies that take our attention and time and stress us out with their social media and work, now they're promoting mindfulness. Think, is mindfulness meant to make us better rats in the rat race? Make us better employees? Make us submissive to our surroundings? That is exactly why Google promoted Change Yourself as the 2022 year-end summary it just published. See my video on that, instead of taking the blame for promoting and causing addictive behavior. Personal stress has an outside world that causes it. It's not all in our minds. It does have to do with the extra information thrown at us. It's not only our personal fault and wrongful thinking. There are outside factors that cause our stress. We should and must deal with them. Our world is not about all you need to do is sit and breathe deeply. It is not only a problem in our inside. It is not only a problem in our side. It is not we need to de-stress ourselves. It's we need a less stressful surrounding. It's not we need to change ourselves. It's we need to change the world outside us. It's not we need to accommodate and surrender to reality. It's we need to change reality. It's not that each one of us needs to connect to himself. It's we all together should connect to each other to literally make sure we have a better world. It's not we need to view the world in an unjudgeable manner. It's we need to improve our surrounding and make progress happen. We have a disturbing surrounding and we don't want a mindfulness aspirant for it. We're not going to hunt and get rid of our disturbing inner thoughts. We're going to hunt whatever is disturbing us, whatever it is, and make it stop. It's not up to us to agree to our surrounding. It's up to us to change our surroundings. It's not we need to connect to ourselves. It's we are connected to the world. Telling us there is no self is plain lying to us. You can tell us there is no self 100 times. It's still not true. I'm here and so are you. Relaxing is only one of our tools. Mindfulness only is for fools. If you liked this video, press like. If you want to see more high-quality videos, press subscribe now. Thank you.